As I'm sitting right now in my podcast studio live to Battlefield and try to find the words to express myself, the gratitude for my latest accomplishment, I wrote a book which I truly believe is going to help the thousands of people. It's called The Mic to Millions, and how we can build influence, authority, and success in business and life with a proven podcasting blueprint. I like to reflect, why did I wrote this book, and why necessity it's good for your creativity. So let me start with this, that my life was being always about daydreaming and wanting and wishing, and that is all good. In the dreams, there is no limitations. And they are correct when they say, like, just need to dream and tap into your subconscious mind. I remember my father. My father was a big realist, He always told me, stop dreaming, stop asking things, and, you're never going to be nothing, you're never going to achieve nothing, be happy to work in a factory. And I sort of believed this to my dad, But some little rebel inside of me always wanted more. And there is expression, be careful what you wish for. And I wanted to become the soldier. So I became the soldier at quite early age in my life. At age 18, I was ready in a war. But growing up in poverty, I realized that I have limitations, that I need to use what I have for what I want to achieve, that I need to use this limitation as my advantages. And that's, I say, necessity, it's a good for creativity. And guys, work with what you have, not what you want to have. Because if you wait for what you want to have, you're never going to achieve your dreams. In our dreams, we have no limitations, no question asked. Well, as much as I love to live my dreams, and I want to become the soldier, I went in a war, I become the warrior. As a warrior, you learn reality and what your limitations in realities they are, and how you can make a most of it. That's applicable across all your life, my life and everybody else, when you understand what your limitations they are and how you can utilize these limitations as your advantages, as a necessity. The moment when I started doing my business and started my first business, I joined Chamber of Commerce, local Chamber of Commerce. And I remember this guy on the door telling me that I need a speech therapist. And I cried. I can't believe it. I cried. I was 38 years old man, and I cried. I ran home, and I just want to die from embarrassment. Regardless, English was my fifth language. But there is a truth. Silence is more dangerous than imperfection. So what I learned as being the soldier, I need to improvise, adjust, adapt. And I showed up anyway. I learned, I adapted. And I built this platform, Podcast Live to Battlefield, from scratch into global platform. Because a necessity pushed me in that direction. I needed to build so I can promote my business. Not to be dependent on some chambers of commerce and some gurus and the coaches who even don't understand what I want. But they humiliated me to show me how superior they are towards me. Lucky for me, I met in my life a gentleman called Professor Clive Smallman. I was going to mention his name. Another one is a Professor Troy Whitford. And they both told me, it's not what you're by nature, but what you're by nurture. Of course, I need a clarification what that statement means. What is that encompassing? And my father always told me, don't just do daydreaming. You'll be the worker in a factory. You'll be nothing. You can achieve nothing. And I believe in those limitations. So I try to work around those limitations, mixing my daydreaming, wishing, and working on my dreams. Because nobody can fulfill your dreams except you. So when I met Professor Clive and Professor Troy Whitford, they told me it's not what you by nature, but by nurture, which means they told me that I can achieve. So I started writing the books. I created my platform, Life to Battlefield. But I seen so many fake gurus, coaches and advisors, all selling this type of the shortcuts that only lead to empty wallets and broken dreams. But here's what nobody tells you. And those coaches and gurus which I met before Professor Smallman and Professor Whitford, podcasting is not the gimmicks. It's not get rich quick scheme. It's a battlefield where the discipline, consistency, and being original win. And that's what I try to display. And I say like, I need to have the strategy. Strategies seeing beyond horizon. And I start building my business. I start building my podcasting. And I realized very quickly that nobody will give you nothing. You need to show up every day. You need to be consistent. You need to be authentic. You need to be you. You need to give the people, your knowledge, expertise. You need to be transparent. You need to have your expertise and your education. Doesn't matter what level you are. Need to be transparent. People can verify, can see who truly you are. Because once when you start telling people about life and sharing like me through podcasts, people want to know more about you. So you can't just hide yourself behind the mic and thinking, I'm going to get rich. People going to trust me. Trust, it's a two-way street. By the way, once when I started my podcast, I realized that I'm going to face firing squad like this guy in the Chamber of Commerce who told me, you need a speech therapist. I said, like, you mean the logoped? I need some, can I speak? I think he want to tell me that I need someone who's going to teach me how to speak English, but no speech therapist. So people put you down, but I show consistency and I utilize necessity as a tool of my creation, and I learn very quickly how to use my limitations as advantage as everybody else. So my book, which I built Mike to Millions, is a blueprint tested in my life, from war zones to boardrooms, from zero to millions. And if you ever dream building influence and creating your own community, well, this is where it starts, because I applied every my obstacle, trials and tribulations, ups and downs, tears and happiness, everything what I was going through to build my podcast. And let me tell you something, I built my podcast on language which is not mine, and that's English. But I will not be here today without few people like a Professor Smallman, Professor Whitford. As well, I'd like to say big thanks to Alona, who is the engine behind my podcast, the lady who turned my dreams into reality with every episode, with every video. I just want to say thank you, Alona, for those things. Now, the reason why I share this with you today is that I'm sitting here. This is my book number 10. I have a couple of bestsellers, which you can verify, you can check on Amazon. This book is not on Amazon yet, and I don't want it to be on Amazon at this stage. I want to be people have the reach, can download, can ask the questions. But I'll say, I met so many fake gurus, fake coaches who selling all these books, all these things, which they have no merit, you can't even utilize them. They would try to sell you the blueprint, which you can't even apply, but in their promotions, this is something you need to buy. No, you don't need to buy nobody's nothing. You make a choice, clear choice, why you want to buy from somebody something, because is this good for you or not? My book is not for everybody. It's for those who dream to build influence, to create their own community, because you need to build community. This is where it starts. And I applied my professional experience from work in military, in diplomacy, running my 2 other businesses, 15 years consistency of showing up every day, ups and downs, trials and tribulations. There was many days, many months I've been smacked in my face, being betrayed. But the best part it's for those who believe that impossible, it's possible. I'm the proof that impossible is possible, and you can verify this. I achieved the biggest achievement in my life with winning the Guinness World Record in 55 hours plus for consistent audio broadcasting, live broadcasting. So it's possible. I grew up under communism where silence was survival. I fought 1,800 consecutive combat days in a war where discipline was a life. And I entered the podcasting with nothing. no media background, no investors, no safety net. And yet today, I stand on a platform that reaches millions. And this book, my book, Mike to Millions, is a proof that impossible is possible. That you don't need to go on these fancy, big events, where the one coach try to do the one size fits all. It doesn't work that way. But this book, it is the guidelines how you can apply my mistakes into your creative successes, how you can apply my methods for something you're building. And that's like you want to turn the dreams into reality. In dreams, limitations don't exist. That is given. However, when you go back in reality and you realize how dreaming, it is good, but you need to live in reality, in consciousness. Now, you need to have the blueprint. And this blueprint is based on my two other businesses, on my life and work in military, in war, fighting fears, fighting obstacles. You can build platform. You can turn your voice, your knowledge, your expertise in what you love most. And I don't say, guys, it's going to be easy, but at least you can try. You can try. And my book, as I say, Mike to Millions, which is like about 120 pages, simply to follow. It's going to help you and assist you how you can reach those goals. And I'm sitting here, I'm saying like, guys, I'm in my studio, so I don't depend on nobody's podcast studio. I have a few people who helped me to reach this level of success. After many failures, success, I call it success, I have my podcast studio. And that's the proof that it's possible, that you can be that person. You don't need to go on these expensive events. Nobody doesn't need to sell you this NLP, coaching and, how to you hire somebody who's going to guide you. Guys, you are good enough. Nobody doesn't need to tell you how good you are. You are good. Your dreams are voted to be pursued and chased. They will come real only if you decide to say to yourself that impossible is possible. Mike to Millions is my book number 10. It's a jubilant book. And as I say, started from necessity because nobody want to promote me. Nobody want to talk to me. Nobody want to share nothing about me. And I didn't want to give up. I don't want to give up. Even I was being told by everybody, including my parents. And I don't like to talk about my past, with that sad story. Nobody loved me. Nobody gave me nothing. Who cares? The man, it's when he shows, when the time it's for action. Man, you cannot become the man because you're going to course for 3 days and someone's going to tell you or show you how to become the man. It doesn't work that way. You need to wake up. You need to be consistent. You need to show up. You need to be there. You need to adapt. You need to adjust. You need to improvise. You need to be there for yourself so people around you are going to believe in you. When people believe in you, they're going to know, they're going to be around you. And your life is going to be much more successful. I could talk forever, but I said, don't forget, maybe Battlefield has changed for me from the trenches and, burned villages into something was called digital battlefield. But guys, believe me, impossible is possible. My book, Mike to Millions, it's a proof. I wrote in a language which is not mine. I got support from the people in my life who believe in me, and most importantly, I believe in this. And I believe in you. So guys, even if you don't get hands on this book, believe in yourself. Impossible, it's possible. Let me know if anything I can do for you in order to concern this book. And I say again, thank you, all of you guys who helped me, assisted me, because without you, that will not be possible. Thank you.